Yo, what's going on, miners? Mining King here. Today we're going to be checking out my Frankenstein build I built a while back that I wasn't really happy with. I did order some stuff. We're going to open it here in a minute and check out what it is. I just don't like mixing AMD and NVIDIA, and for the simple fact that there's like 6 to 7 different series on this rig, it gets super problematic. So yeah, we're going to be deconstructing this a little bit and reorganizing it with these. So let's go ahead, let's open them up and check them out. So this is a S37 Mani motherboard. So I went with these because these are relatively inexpensive. I picked these up for about 70 bucks each, and you could fit 8 GPUs on here. And I would say the spacing is, I'm gonna say, decent. Obviously, if you are gonna have 3080s or something like that on this particular motherboard, I would not use it, as it would get pretty hot, right? So what I'm planning on doing is taking each type, so taking the AMD, putting them on here, Team Green on the other one. This board is exactly the same. I also went out and I had to buy some of the stuff for this because, as you see here, it did not come with memory or a hard drive. Now you can use traditional, a SATA, and then you have to power via SATA, or you can just do everything from the board right here, which is what I'm choosing to do. So I have 2 mSATAs here, one for each. I've already pre-installed the Hive image. I thought I didn't have my adapter, but I did, so this is an extra. Maybe I'll give this one away. This is a mSATA adapter. So this is what you use to burn the images. It's a USB adapter. And then I also had to get 2 sticks of SODIMM memory. So this is pretty much essentially laptop memory. So it did not come with any. So I did have to pay a little bit of money, but I think all in, even if you had to buy this adapter, is like, I don't know, like less than 10 bucks. So with the hard drive, which is the mSATA, and the memory and the board, I mean, you're probably in maybe 100 bucks. These were $69.99 on eBay, brand new. So I'm pretty happy with the price I paid. So relatively cheap to get the board and the CPU all in. Now, I did a video back in 2022 where I showcased the H510 BTC, which is similar to this, except it's a 6-card Mani motherboard, but it does not come with the CPU. It's an LGA 1200 socket. And the reason I like these boards, and I know some people are obviously going to have difference of opinion here, but to me, it's less money to get into and it's less points of failure, right? So one, you could just lay this on the cardboard like this, so you wouldn't have to buy a frame, right? As well as you don't need to buy risers, right? So that's, I don't know, let's say you spent 50 bucks on a frame. Let's say you spent another, I don't know, 8 risers. It's probably going to be like another 75 bucks or whatever for risers. It could easily save you over $100 in additional costs. So to me, these riserless motherboards are a great cheap way to get into mining, but I would only recommend these boards for efficient cards or low heat cards. I wouldn't be putting like Vegas or like 3080s, 3090s on here. Or if you did, sorry if there's like coughing and my voice doesn't sound great. I'm still sick, guys. So let me go ahead and let's do the NVIDIA GPUs first. All right, little side note before we get into the GPUs here. You may want to install your mSATA first, because obviously if you're putting a GPU in the slot, it's gonna cover it. So just be careful with this, guys. Just put this in first if you're gonna use the mSATA. All right, guys, so I got the NVIDIA cards out. There's only 4, so the next ones are gonna be all of the AMDs. I already got the mSATA and the memory installed. So let's go ahead, let's get the rest of these cards out of the rig and over into the motherboard. Now what I did is I'm just going to use this as the standoffs for right now until I make something temporary. Like, I know most people probably use like a piece of plywood or something like that. I don't have it right now, but I'm just going to use the box. And what I did is I had a bunch of bubble wrap. I always save it for when I have to ship things out because I get so much, you know, packages from Amazon and whatnot, that I just filled it up inside of here, so this way the box doesn't bow down, so the bottom doesn't sag. So yeah, let's get these cards switched over. All right, what's going on, guys? We're out here in the garage. I got the GPUs moved. I did have one problem. I could not use the RepTech because it does not have a actual PCIe slot, so that one is USB only, so I just didn't want to use it. I might use it for testing and stuff like that because it's similar to the 580s, 570s. But we have all the AMD GPUs on, the NVIDIA, and you might see the white bracket from the GPU risers. Well, the cards were actually kind of leaning a little bit, like, you know, to the side. So I just used the mounting rail there and just to keep them a little bit more straight. So it seems to be working a little bit, so kind of like it. So all right, the next step we need to do is I need to get the power and Ethernet all situated right here. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, guys, here we go. Got them all set up right here. Got the power for this one all set up. Got the Ethernet hooked up for right now, and power and Ethernet to this one. So let's get into my Hive OS and let's see if it works. All right, guys, we are over here at the PC. So let's go ahead and let's pull up Hive OS. So as you can see, I did rename these real quick. So we have Count Dooku and Mace Windu are the new rigs. So the Mace Windu is the one with 4 GPUs, and then the Count Dooku is the AMD. Now you will notice that we don't have 7. Now I did have to fiddle with the MSATA. For some reason, I had to re-flash the image again to get it to work, but it is working now. So I will be putting one of the 580s back in because that 580 was sitting over where the MSATA was. But this is just a test boot before I slot it back into. I just want to make sure it works. So as you can see right now, both are successfully up and in Hive OS. I am running, I'm going to be running the Hive Replace, updating drivers, new image and all that stuff, getting the Hive all up to date. And then I will be pushing these to mine Flux for the next week, since that's what the majority chose before the Saturday Night Live started. Sorry about my voice, guys. I am still kind of sick. But this is the Money King giving you the most hashes, and I'll see you next time.